That's right, more Total War Saga Troy content has been revealed. Today we're going to be having a look at Agamemnon on the campaign. We're also going to see some more playable factions, and we're also going to take a look at diplomacy, which I am very happy to see. And at the end, there's going to be a battle for a village. So we'll see how settlement battles play out a little bit more. But yeah, that's a little teaser there. Let's start from the scratch. Let's see what we've got. Boom, Agamemnon. There we go. Looking beautiful. I love that helmet. Such a good helmet. Yeah, this battle stuff, we've seen it before. We're going to see more battle stuff later. It's the campaign that I think we're really interested in. Although I do like the green shirts. Those do look good. There we go, so Agamemnon. Let's see what his campaign looks like. And here we are. Now this is actually very interesting. First of all, the culture at the top. Before it said Trojans in the last one when we were seeing this guy. But now it says Danans. It doesn't call them Greeks or Achaeans. It calls them Danans. Which I found to be a bit odd. Now all of these icons here then do not seem to show playable factions. It seems to show something else, because before, when we saw the gameplay for this faction, we saw other factions like Rhodes being there. But no, they have now gone and been replaced with new ones, which is incredibly interesting. I don't know, so I think the greyed out ones are playable factions. Yeah, I believe that's the case. Green is the one you have selected. Maybe they start at war with orange. Blue is what they're allied to. I really don't know. But here's the interesting thing. Where are his vassals? Like, he doesn't have any vassals in the game by the looks of what we're seeing here. I don't know. It might be different earlier on. But maybe it doesn't start with Troy. Maybe it actually starts a little bit earlier. Maybe, and Agamemnon first of all has got to conquer the neighbouring Achaeans or get them on his side. Maybe, I don't know, just speculating. Let's move on a little bit. So yeah, some basic stuff here. Now we're going to take a look at some more factions very soon. This is my first time watching this, but I did a little skip forwards to see what we could be expecting. So yeah, that I am very excited to actually take a look into. Taking a look at some stats here, Agamemnon's companions, interesting name. We've of course got the Greeks as expected, Achilles, Agamemnon, Odysseus and Menelaus. Can we fast forward this a little bit? Yeah, there we go. Just go through it a little bit faster. They're not really showing much there. You can look at that yourself. You can break it down. Here we are. Victory conditions. Now this does interest me. This interests me. So we have the Homeric victory and the Total War victory. Total War victory would be conquest. Homeric would be possibly to like take Troy and burn it to the ground. So control the following 3 settlements either by direct ownership or as vassals. Knossos, Mycenae and Troy. Make sure the following factions are destroyed or confederated. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, confederated. Maybe at the start of the game, you don't start with them on your side. Maybe it starts before Helen is taken. Just a theory, maybe it's complete rubbish, but yeah, I don't know, I'm getting a little bit of that feeling. So we got the Amazons, we got Hector of Troy, we got Paris, we got Lycia, some more Amazons, Ithaca, Sparta, Dardania, and Phrygia. There we go. I butchered all of those pronunciations, I know. And the Homeric victory. Okay, so you got a complete... Ooh. It is sort of like there's 2 different modes. Even though it's the same campaign, it's gonna feel like 2 modes. The Total War mode and the roleplay mode. Let's take a look. So yeah, like you got complete steps, missions, like a guided story. That could be interesting. Make sure the following factions are destroyed or confederated. Very similar to what we saw before. Maintain at least 50% of the following influence in the specified provinces. Achaean influence. And hold 50 settlements, including Troy. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. So yeah, we're going to the campaign now. Campaign map, here we are. Sparta itself. Quite a few settlements there. Some nice, beautiful green, I like the colours. Like the sand on the beach there. Where are we zooming over? I think this is Greece. It's got to be Greece. Yeah, sailing over to the islands now. Nice little volcano. These island settlements I think are going to be fun. Wonder what that was there. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, Agamemnon himself on the campaign. Athens will be somewhere over there, I think. Yeah, somewhere around there. Here he is. What can we get out of this? Okay, let's have a quick pause here. There's quite a bit going on. We have, of course, I believe that is Agamemnon. We do have an enemy ship here. Wait, this is Hector. Is this actually Hector running off? Well, Hector and Paris. It's Hector's faction. But Hector and Paris running off with Troy? Could there actually be a way how you can chase after them? That could be interesting. I'm not confirming anything, I don't know. I'm just speculating right now, but they are interesting ideas. Right, so you can have a little look there at the map. Not much you can really break down, I don't think, but some of you might be able to have a little look. We've got some factions. Yep, Athens is there. We've got Athens. Thebes up there. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. This looks good. Alright, so yeah, these are recruitable heroes. Yeah, heroes or agents, stuff like that. We got some more down there. Yeah, just the usual stuff that we are used to seeing in Total War. The usual stuff. Alright, so he's recruited an agent or a hero or something. Yeah, a hero, and alright then, moving him into what looks like a governor position. Taken from Attila. Interesting, hold on. Oh, so your tax rate now actually influences all resources. It's not just gold. Like, they've of course added these new resources. Wood, food, stone, I believe. Yeah, and bronze. But now your tax rate influences all of them, not just gold. And it seems like the negative effect was something to do with vassals. Let's actually take a look at that. Come on. Your vassals will provide resources, but if you increase tax rates, relations between you will worsen. Alright, so it doesn't actually seem to affect public order, maybe?
Your riches now belong to me.
Seems he's claimed some tribute there. It seems to actually hurt your relations with vassals. Alright, interesting, interesting. Wonder how that's going to work. We got a man with a lion head, just walking up casually. What's going on here? Oh, you don't look too happy. Or maybe he is. Okay, let's pause it here. This looks like, yeah, a very zoomed out map. We've got Argos. Argos down here. Athens over there. Yeah. Yeah, of course there's going to be stuff that I miss. This is only a very brief look. Right, so repairing some buildings. Oh, but... Alright, so it actually shows income per turn, I believe. Bronze is going down. So yeah, I bet you need to be careful of that. You don't want to run out of food or bronze and stuff like that. That could potentially be an issue. Perhaps, maybe. Now, of course, I'm trying to keep this, you know, development is in progress, but this is something I am worried about. There's gonna be a lack of units, I fear, and that's why they added mythological units. So my worry is we're going to see a bit of spam. Now, from the battle gameplay, I was actually very happy. There wasn't any spam of units at all. But when I see this here, it looks like maybe there could be a little bit. I don't know, there's only 1, 2, 3 different types of units here. That is mostly just spam. It costs bronze and food. Shows it there, 175 that costs. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, we're going to get into some battle as well at the end. A bit of battle gameplay. Diplomacy, so here we are. Now, what is actually the turn count? It's turn 28, bear that in mind. Right, so we have... Ooh, what do all these represent? These are enemies. You can see they are the Trojan factions. This would be trade. This would probably be allies. And vassals are down here. So it does look like he does have some vassals or nations in the Confederation in place. Getting a deal here. Exchanging peace for single barter of food and bronze. Yeah, 3 kingdoms of course, yep. 3 kingdoms trade going on. That's good to see. I do like the trade system, but what I really like is that you can trade these resources, which could really open up the possibility of having a monopoly on certain resources. Could be interesting. Never thought I'll be playing Monopoly in Total War. But yeah, like, if you control all the bronze, then, you know, you can put your prices a little bit higher. That I'm looking forwards to. That could be interesting. Hopefully it works right. Yeah, paying a bit of gold in there as well. Trying to get the perfect diplomacy. There we go. That makes them happy. They'll accept that. Agree to it. And they accepted the offer. Oh, they've got a gift. This looks like some normal event. Ramses II of Egypt sends his regards. It's believed he was actually on the Trojan side though, so that is interesting. Anything interesting here? Nah, basic news it looks like. Yeah, basic news. Settlement sacked. Alright, this is all the god stuff. We saw into this before. Yeah, looks a little too confusing for me yet. I'd prefer to actually get my hands on it first. Before I actually look into that. Cult level up. Right then, so we're going to see, I believe, a bit of a battle. Right, so Athena is going to be involved in that battle. Let's take a look at that. So 40% morale to spare units and some... Yes, it seems to, like, provide buffs to your army. Okay, because they believe Athena is involved. Of course, the gods are not actually involved. It's just the belief. Hector landing in Greece to fight this. Right, then we get into this battle map here. Looking beautiful. Alright, maybe it's not a village. I don't know, I saw this here and I assumed it was a village. Like, you know, with a capture point. I saw buildings, I saw a capture point. Maybe it's not, because they weren't fighting at an actual settlement, were they, when you saw it on campaign? By the way, 180 units in a squad. I know some people do find that interesting. That does seem like huge unit scale. We've got some javelin men, some archers. Yeah, some more mythological units in there as well. Let's see these in battle. Let's take a little look. It's the campaign that I'm mostly interested in, but we'll have a little look, see what they've got here. Maybe it is a village, because they're not fighting Hector, are they? Now let's actually just rewind it a little bit, very quickly. Come on. Yeah, because they're fighting Hector with that army, but then when we get into the battle, it's a completely different army, so yes. This is a village battle. Alright, village battle with the usual capture point. Capture a point, the war score of the battle starts to tick down, and you know, we've seen this before. All the way back in Rome Total War with capture a plaza sort of thing. We've seen this before. Good to see that it's making a return. So yeah, this seems to be what a village battle does look like. Gotta be careful of that mud though, don't want to get pinned down in that. By the way, am I going to be the first person to upload again? Twice in a row with Total War Troy news, I have been the first to upload. Can I get yeah, can I get 3 in a row? I bet I will. I bet I will. I'll see. I probably will. Seen some archer shots coming there, and then the infantry charge in. Gotta be careful of friendly fire. Yeah, some cinematic stuff there. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen battle gameplay. I've played a battle before. I don't know how much of this I'll watch. I might just skip over it and see if we get any more campaign footage. We'll see. We'll see. There may or may not be campaign footage after this. I don't know. Archers firing in. Looking quite beautiful, I think. Look at the trees as well. So green. Oh, beautiful. I'm liking the way how it looks. I know some people have their doubts, but I am liking it. You know, there's some things we need to, of course, fix here and there, but yeah, overall, I think I am liking it. Pulling the javelin back now. We got the shots in. Time to pull them out. Units routing over there. I didn't like the morale. I felt it was a little bit too low. But maybe they're going for historical accuracy. Maybe that's how it was. I don't know. Don't know. Alright, so it just does look like a usual battle gameplay. We've seen this before. Other channels I didn't upload this. So yeah, basic village battle here. We can see it. And then it cuts to the end. Yeah, so we'll leave it there. So yeah, I do hope you've enjoyed. Please do feel free to subscribe to get notified of future Total War Saga Troy content or anything else to do with the historical titles. Got a lot of videos coming, back to daily videos now, I believe. And then we get the Total War Troy. There we go. Also, please do share this video with anyone you think may be interested. Agamemnon campaign. And I think that's everything. I do hope you enjoyed. This is the channel to be on if you want Total War content, Total War Troy content as soon as possible. I think we're probably going to be the first to upload again, which is interesting. So yeah, that's everything. I do hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's all from me. Goodbye for now.